Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a dupe video. I haven't done one of these yet on my channel, but I definitely want to start incorporating them maybe like once a month, like duping a high-end product once a month or something. But the one I'm going to actually be duping today is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Palette. This palette has been around for a really long time. You can get it at Sephora for $48. And this is her new packaging. It just has the names of the eyeshadows here on the back. And then it does have a really nice generous mirror in here. And then here's the shades. They all are completely matte, so make sure you keep that in mind. But the dupe that I found today is actually by Makeup Revolution, and this is their Ultra Eye Contour Light and Shade Palettes. And this is just $15. You can get this at Ulta. Makeup Revolution always has buy one, get one half, so you can always get a really great deal. Makeup Revolution is known for duping a lot of high-end brands, especially like the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palettes. I think they actually recently come out with like a chocolate bar palette that looks like a peach. I think it's supposed to be duping the Sweet Peach palettes. And then they come out like they've always had like the Sweetheart blushes that are supposed to be like the Too Faced ones, but they are a really great brand, and I definitely, like I said, check them out whether you like the, you know, Kat Von D palette and you're wanting a dupe for it or not. I definitely would check out their brand in general. But yeah. So again, like I said, what I like to do in these like videos is I like to compare them swatch wise so you guys can kind of see the colors. Then I will review them individually and then kind of compare the two, talk about the formula, the longevity on the eyes, and if I think it's a great overall dupe. So basically how I'm going to do this is I'm going to take the Kat Von D palette and I'm going to swatch starting with each quad. I'm going to swatch like this section first, starting here, going down, then here, just like that, on the top of my arm, and then I'm going to swatch the Makeup Revolution one here on the bottom of my arm. So again, the exact shades will be right over top of each other. I do want to give you guys just like a quick overview of the palette so you guys can kind of see them again. Just, I mean, you can look right there and they look identical. Again, here they are side by side so you guys can maybe get it better. I'm trying to make sure I'm not like blinding you guys, but as you guys can see again, just, I mean, I think they look like complete dupes already, but I have been using both of these. So again, let's just go ahead and I'll get into the swatches. Alright guys, so I hope that you enjoyed those swatches. Now again, I'm just going to review the Kat Von D one really quick. I've had this palette before in the old packaging. I didn't mind it, but I know a lot of people didn't like it. I do like the new packaging as well. I did purchase this palette just for the sake of this video because I did get rid of my last one. And the reason why is because this formula is almost too creamy, almost too buttery, because I find that like when I would try to create a look just using this palette, which I love matte eyeshadows, it's one of my like favorite eye looks to do is just completely matte eyes, that the colors don't blend gradually. They get muddy really, really quick. So I ended up just grabbing this palette when I would maybe just need like one shade or something to put on in my crease, and then I'd be going on to another palette. So I found that I was never ever using this palette. I don't think it's a terrible palette. I think it's really nice, but for me to create that really kind of gradual effect on my eyes, I couldn't do that with this palette. So that is one of the reasons that I didn't keep it, but like I said, they are really nice and pigmented and creamy. Now on for the Makeup Revolution one. The packaging, of course, is not as luxurious as the Kat Von D packaging, but again, this is $48, this is $15. But it is nice that you can see the shades, so if you do put this in your collection and you're like looking for a palette one day and you're like, ooh, that one, you know, you don't have to open every palette to see the shades. So that is really nice. This did come with a brush, which I do have right here. Made sure to keep up with it for this video. It does have a little a flat shader side, and then you do have a more blending side. I have used the really thin shader side, which is okay, but again, I mean, there's, you know, it's a brush from the drugstore, so it's not the best quality out there, but I've definitely tried worse. This is the same way when it comes to how creamy they are. They're really creamy. They're really blendable. They're not as creamy as the Kat Von D ones, but they do still have like a lot of kick up. You guys can probably tell in this palette looking at it, like there's a lot of kick up, but there's a lot of kick up from the Kat Von D one. So how I like to use either one of them is when I dip my brush in there, I tap off all the excess, and then I go and apply it to my eyes. And I like to slowly build up my eyeshadow, so you know, you don't go maybe like over the top or make it look over dramatic really quickly. But the biggest difference I can like notice in these two is that the longevity. The Kat Von D one does last longer on the eyes, but again, this one is for me, I think things look way too muddy. Whereas with this one, I can create such a beautiful, like gradual, like look, whether I'm going from dark to light or lighter to darker. It's just so easy to create an eyeshadow look with this palette. Like I absolutely love it. I like this better than the Kat Von D one. And again, seeing that this one's just 15 bucks, that makes me like it even more. But the longevity, this does not last on my eyes as long as the Kat Von D one does. This one lasts about, I'd say about 5 hours, and then by hour 6, you know, it's like starting to slowly crease, but then by hour 8, it's like I need to take my makeup off. Whereas with the Kat Von D one, I get more around 7 hours of wear, and then by like hour 8 or 9, I need to take it off. But I usually don't wear my makeup more than 8 hours. I usually don't even wear eyeshadow that often anymore, especially since like it's been really warm here in Virginia. Like we've been getting up in like the high 60s and like 70s, and that's like, oh, I just love that type of weather. But so yeah, I haven't been wearing like eyeshadow a ton, but these are the 2 palettes that I have been wearing the most this month. Just because, like I said, I wanted to make sure I had a good review. But I can create the exact same eye look with either one of these no matter what I use. The biggest difference in color is this is the only one. While this one is a little bit more of a white with like a pink undertone, the one in the Kat Von D palette is just a completely like pure white shade. So that's the only color difference I could find. And the only shadow in here that I'm not in love with is the black one. The black one seems to have a more chalky formula, a little bit harder to blend, but I find that if I go in lightly and slowly build it up, it doesn't get patchy or anything. So if you don't care to take a little bit of time with this black, then you're going to be fine, because that's the only one out of this palette that I just didn't absolutely love. So overall, yes, I think that this is probably the closest dupe I have ever been able to find to the Kat Von D palette. The shades that you guys seen in the swatches are identical. Like I don't think you could get any closer shade-wise except for that one white shade. The formula again is a little bit different. This one is a little bit creamier. This one again is not as creamy, but this one gets muddier a lot easier on me and is a little bit harder to work with, whereas this one is a lot easier for me to build up the shades. They don't look muddy. Everything just blends really gradually. Last thing I want to mention about this is here on the front, it does have a sticker that says it's a new formula and it's talc free. Here on the back though, under ingredients, that is the second ingredient, and if you look online, that's still the second ingredient online. I don't know if maybe this sticker got stuck on here by accident, or if maybe Ulta hasn't updated their website, or this is the new formula in here, but this is an old packaging that they already had made or something. I'm not exactly sure. But that is the only thing that concerns me if you're someone who is looking for a formula that is talc free. This one, I don't know if it is or not because it's not really clear. But that's the only thing. I just wanted to mention that. But again, I think that this is an amazing dupe. I do want to mention like one more alternative in case you're someone that maybe can't get your hands on the Makeup Revolution one. This is the Sonia Kashuk one. I have talked about this palette so many times. It's the Ion Neutral Matte 2 palette. This is $20, so it's a little bit pricier than the Makeup Revolution one, but this is a completely matte palette. Of course, you don't get the shade selection that you do in the Makeup Revolution one or the Kat Von D one, but if you're wanting something that's just a great matte palette, then the Sonia Kashuk one is. I mean, you've got a black in here. You've got more like neutral, cool tones in here as well. You got some warmer tones in this one too. You got 3 lighter shades. I mean, again, not an exact dupe, but it's definitely an alternative if you can't get your hand on Makeup Revolution stuff, or vice versa. If you're wanting the Sonia Kashuk palette, you could check out the Makeup Revolution palette. So, but overall, I think that this is an amazing dupe for the Kat Von D palette. Again, I like it better. I think that if you are someone who maybe likes the Kat Von D one, but you find that it can get muddy on you or it's a little bit hard to work with, check out the Makeup Revolution one. So yeah, if you guys like these dupe videos, just let me know down below. I do have one of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit coming soon. So if there's, like I said, any other high-end products you guys want me to dupe, just let me know. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.